here, our Carolina Foothills, showcasing the areas of Landrum, Tryon, Saluda, and Columbus. Today we start off by talking history and heritage. We're joined in studio live by Saluda City Manager Jonathan Cannon and Jamie Carpenter, the Director of the Tryon Downtown Development Association. A mouthful, but that means you guys get to support and showcase lots of things here in the area. It's basically what that means, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. We're glad to have you guys here for our Carolina Foothills Week. We're going to start off by just talking about what that means. There are a lot of areas that make up the foothills, and it's really just your jobs to showcase all of those.
That's correct.
So tell us about some of the things that we can find in this area. We can start with you, Mr. Saluda, because you got the Saluda right on your shirt. What makes Saluda such a great place and such an asset to this community?
Well, you know, Saluda started off as an exclusive resort community for the folks coming out of the low country, South Carolina, with the railroad. And so one of the great things about Saluda is our railroad history.
So they would come up for a little bit of reprieve.
That's correct, to escape the heat and experience the good air of Saluda. And
yeah.
So we have the steepest mainline railroad gauge in the United States.
So some of the things we have here on the table, and some of the things we're seeing in this video here, has a lot of that railroad history tied into it.
That's correct. I brought a couple of the lanterns that the conductor and engineer would have used to stop and start the train, and right here we have one of the portable telephones that they actually used as the railroad.
And can people see these types of things? Like, is there a museum or something where they can go in and check out some of these things?
We do. We have the Saluda Historic Depot, which is an effort to save our depot. It's original, in its original condition when it was first built over 100 years ago.
Wow. So lots of cool things over here.
Yeah.
Probably just a good afternoon to go in there and just browse.
It is.
Browse some of those things here. We have some different little pictures and things over here. What significance to some of these things?
Yeah, I brought the pictures of some of our more famous people in our history. That picture of Bill Hayes is Bill Hayes. Many of your viewers will know them. And the other picture is of Pat Hingle, the Commissioner Gordon off of the Batman series.
Hold that up before,
yes,
without breaking something here. So you guys have some famous residents or people that lived there at some point, who were born there, grew up there. So that's really cool there. Let's move on and talk a little bit about Tryon. We know that it has an equestrian background, a lot of horse history there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of really great history in Tryon, and we're just down the mountain from our friends in Saluda, so whenever the train would refuel to climb up the Saluda grade, it was a lot of really affluent and artistic people who would stop at the train and make a stay in Tryon. Some of those were F. Scott Fitzgerald.
On his way up to Asheville? And
yeah, he stopped in Tryon, and there's actually a exhibit at the Tryon Historical Museum that exhibits Oak Hall, where F. Scott Fitzgerald stayed. They've even got his writing table, so you can touch the table that F. Scott Fitzgerald touched.
You can touch history there.
Yeah.
We're looking at some of the things on the table here. What are we seeing?
So as Jamarcus had said, we've got a lot of equestrian history in Tryon, and our most famous equestrian or horse is Morris, the Tryon horse. He was built in 1928 by the Tryon Riding and Hunt Club as a way to promote the horse shows at Harmon Field. And so he's had a few iterations, but you can stop by and see the real-life giant Morris on Trade Street.
Look at him there. We have a little version of Morris here, a little red, black, and white there. So people here in the upstate, I mean, it's really a short drive to make it to any of those cities that are in our Carolina Foothills. Would you ask them to go out and do this? And we talk about waterfalls and natural beauty as well. Columbus, we're looking at some of the history there with their courthouse, and they have a flag museum and different things like that. Would you encourage them to get up, get out, and go exploring the foothills?
Certainly. At the top of the mountains where we sit, we have probably the nation's best zip line course, whitewater rafting, waterfalls, hikes.
I did that zip lining course the other day, and
it's pretty good, isn't it?
It was awesome. So we're going to showcase that a little later in the week. You guys have to see that video. So.
Yeah, so it's really a magical place. The entirety of Polk County is really magical. So.
What would you say to get people to come up and see you guys?
Just come up the street and visit Tryon, Columbus, and Saluda. You just go 176 and 108, and you can hit all the towns, and you can get a lot of really great history and a lot of heritage with equestrians, artists, literary figures, and everything you could possibly ask for.
Absolutely. And if we want to give you guys the first peek visitor center brochures and information, that's 20 East Mill Street in Columbus, North Carolina. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 until 5. Saturday, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., so go visit them. But if you want to check out any of these places we've talked about, you can go to ourcarolinafoothills.com. has a full list of things there, some videos there as well. It talks about the art of the horse, which we've talked about a lot here as well, and some of the things that you guys have mentioned. So we appreciate you guys kicking off the week for us. We're in for a treat all week long here in Studio 62. We need to come see you guys soon.
Yes, that'd
Thank
be great.
you guys very much. I appreciate you guys coming down the mountain to see us.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
You're
much.
welcome.